I'd like to begin this evening's meeting. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown,
Here.
Mr. Graves,
Here.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Here.
Mrs. McElfresh,
Present.
Mr. Hickman,
Present.
Ms. Cloyd,
Present.
Mr. Funk.
Here.
Thank you.
Next up, I'll take a motion to approve the council minutes of April 28th.
So moved.
Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving into the visitor section, we have Mr. Bond, the president of the Monroe Lions Club, present. Yes, sir. Come up, state your name and address, and
My name is David Bond. You want my address?
yes.
Okay, it's 870 Tam O'Shanter Way, Monroe, Ohio. I'm president of the Monroe Lions Club. A few other things, but anyway, I'm here to ask permission to sell beer at the 4th of July celebration. We've been doing it now for I don't know how many years. I've been in about 4 or 5, and we've done it for those years. I think we keep it pretty low key, and I don't think there's been any problems with it. So
I think it's been since the bicentennial, right, in 2017?
No,
right?
it was before that.
It was,
It was way
I think it was
before
the year
that.
before the
It
bicentennial.
was,
I just know the old Monroe, the Lions used to kind of do the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It
guys
was,
have helped a lot in the last few years with everything.
I forget when we okayed that, actually, it's been so long.
I guess I would just have a question for Chief. Any known issues?
They don't let me have a microphone. No.
Probably a good thing.
The Lions Club's a pretty rowdy group, but no, sir, we haven't had any problems with them, so. No, it's one of our less things I worry about, to be quite honest, so it's all good.
Great, thank you.
They have a pretty good presence there, and that helps a lot, so.
Awesome. Well, I guess I'll take a motion to allow beer at the park at the Light Up the Sky event.
So moved?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I'll need some signatures from the chief and your city
Perfect.
manager, so. I'll wait
Perfect.
till things go.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we also have a visitor card this evening. Christian Brummett.
Hello.
Please-
I don't know if I need the mic.
Yep, please state your name and address, and
So my name is Christian Brummett. I currently work with Majestic Care of Middletown, and at the moment, I am now the executive director interim as of yesterday. So I came and I wanted to talk. Sorry, I've never done this before, so a lot of eyes on me. And I can give you guys the rundown real quick, but I know I spoke with the city manager at one point last week, and we were talking about the water. Every property north, south, east, and west of us is actually in the city of Monroe. We are a carve-out that is part of the city of Middletown. We currently house 240 residents in the Majestic Care of Middletown assisted living and skilled nursing facility, 103 on the assisted living, 137 on the the skilled nursing side. We also have 155 employees, most of which do live in Monroe. Because we are 3.5 miles away from this building as a bird flies. So I don't know if you guys really know where this facility's at. It's on the Hamilton-Middletown Road. Anyways, I'll quit rambling. So we get out-of-city prices because we are not in the city for the water usage. The city of Middletown does not have a water pipe. They run a sewage pipe up that road. We have to get the water from you guys. And according to CMS guidelines, we have no other option than to get the water from you guys. We cannot dig a well, we cannot do anything else, we cannot go through anything else if there is a water pipeline according to CMS. So Center for Medicaid, Medicare Services, in case anybody doesn't know. With that being said, and following Ohio regulations, essentially you guys have a monopoly for us. With your out-of-city prices, we are currently at a rate of $20.26 per 1,000 gallons at the moment, and I believe your in-city limit is getting roughly $14.25. We were most recently at $15.74 before the price hike of that, I think, 28% increase or whatever it was, which took us to the 20. So what does that mean for our facility? That means in May, we paid $38,679.12 in water. This is a 4 times increase from what we were paying last year. I do believe that we had a sensor error where you guys had replaced a water meter sensor, which also added, it almost doubled the amount of water we were using because the sensor wasn't properly collecting it. I understand that. So now that they are properly doing it, and with the increase, we have seen a 4.5 times increase in the price that we are paying per month. Almost all of our residents are either Medicare, Medicaid, or Medicaid pending, or no insurance at all. We at this facility take in some of the most vulnerable people. We take in short stays, respites, hospice, ventilators, long-term care, short-term care, and assisted living, mainly on waiver. This building has been losing money for years, and I am trying to help it stay open, stay afloat, and make sure that these people have a home. With that, I come today and I'm asking, and you don't have to give me an answer today, just take a look at it and see if there's any way that we can potentially get the in-city pricing, or at the very least go back to the $15.74 that we were paying. This facility is feeling the cost of it. I mean, that is nurses on our floor, that is nurse aides, that is our hours of labor, that is our supplies. So we are doing a few other things as well. There were some water leakage or waste that was going from running water, running showers. We have hired some companies to come in and replace pipes, replace showers, completely remodel one bathroom to make sure that we are not wasting water. But on the other side of that, we are definitely feeling the increases of these prices. But that's all I really have, and I can ramble on. I'm sure I'm at 3 minutes. I don't want to take anybody's time, but if you guys have any questions for me.
Does council have any questions?
I think it just, correct me if, do you know the history of that
So
facility?
It was, and this is what I've been told, it was Garden Manor for a very long time.
Correct.
And this facility at some point had a deal or some sort with the water, but it was Butler County. It was not the city of Middletown.
It
or
was
Monroe.
Middletown carved that out when Suncoke was happening, when they were
Okay.
going through Suncoke. And I believe that's, I could be wrong, but it was right around that same time. And so that was the carve out, or maybe it might have been when, anyway, regardless. It was right around that same period, I believe.
Would this have been in the 80s?
I don't know. Todd,
No,
were you part of that?
No. Yeah, actually, they wanted to go to Middletown,
Okay.
Okay.
and that was, I forget what year it was, but that was that's what they wanted,
Okay.
and that's what they got.
Well, this was Garden Manor
Yeah.
or Majestic Care?
No,
It
Garden
would have
Manor.
been Garden Manor.
So Majestic Care's owned it since 2019, I believe.
Okay.
2018, 2019.
That makes
We
sense. I
would have
remember the
loved
sign
for them
change.
for 'em to come to Monroe.
Well, I don't know how that actually
We
works,
still would,
or
I
if it's
believe.
possible, because the bed licensing and all that with the state of Ohio.
Yeah, it'd have to be
You would have
changed.
to surrender the facility and surrender those bed license. Even if the address doesn't change, you cannot change cities or counties. Like, the way that works, I mean, that would take 5 to 10 years if anything like that were to happen.
How many beds you have now?
200 beds on the skilled, and I think 103 or 105 assisted living apartments. So,
So you've always received water at that facility from the city of Monroe?
and we always have sewage from Middletown, because on that road, the city of Middletown, where the Kroger is where their water line stops. And I believe Monroe goes through all those houses, but there is no sewage line for Monroe. The sewage for the whole street is through the city of Middletown. I don't understand why. I did speak with the city of Middletown as well, because they do supply their own water. They are currently at, I think, about $4.20 per 1,000 gallons. They are doing a rate increase sometime at the end of the summer, which takes them to about $5.25 per 1,000 gallons. But again, there is no water. I mean, we're stuck.
And I think,
I would suggest that,
Well-
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I don't, like you said, you don't necessarily expect an answer this evening. I think it's something that
Yeah.
city management can report to council, to give us something to consider.
Like what options are available?
Did you make any headway with Middletown about whether or not they would negotiate no longer charging you an out-of-city rate?
Well, Middletown wouldn't charge us an
It's
out-of-city
us.
rate.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
I understand now,
yeah,
sorry.
So we 100% have to get water from you guys, and you guys charge us in out-of-city. And I actually have some of the plot lines from the city of Middletown showed me where all of theirs are, where the pipes are, where your guys' property is, who's in what. So I do have some images of that if you guys care to see it. And I mean,
It's-
it is north,
It's
south,
Lemon
east, and
Township
west.
divides, and so I think that's where the issue is. So.
I think it's our building and a church across the street
Mm-hmm.
are on the city of Middletown, and everything else, north, south, east, and west of us is
Monroe,
Monroe.
right. Because that's where the lines are.
Yep.
Yep. I know. So I guess just for, we can't obviously do anything this evening.
No, that's
But we
completely
heard
fine.
the
I don't
issue,
expect you
right?
to.
And so, Mr. Lester, our city manager, maybe Mr. Morton, between staff, if they would work with you to try and, find a resolve if there is one, and then report that, whatever the options are back to council? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think we
Yeah.
would ultimately have to make the
Right.
decision, so.
So the only other thing that I wanted to say, because I know that facilities change hands all the time, and stuff goes, and people change, and companies take over others, these residents definitely need some of the love and support, and I encourage any single one of you to come into this facility and take a look. Come in on a Monday, come in on a Wednesday, stop in after work, our doors are open. Probably I'll be there working, because unless you come on maybe a Saturday, I'm gonna be there. Come find me. I will walk you around, I'll show you what I'm trying to do. So,
Great,
we are
Thank you.
3.5 miles down the road.
Yes.
thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Seriously, appreciate it.
Okay, next up, our committee reports. Are there any committee reports this evening? I'm not hearing any. We'll move right into old business, which has resolution number 17-2026. Mr. Morton, would you like to come up and revisit the topic of the water line that would feed the school?
Good evening, members of council. Just wanted to, I guess we'll just start off with, on the agenda, you'll see that option number 1 is in old business. Option number 2 is listed in new business. So wanted to, just make sure that you guys understand we're not pushing option number 1 under old business. We'll have this conversation, and then you can either bring option number 1 off the table and vote on it, or vote on option number 2, or not vote on, I guess, any of the options. So that would be the choices of how you do that. So with, in looking at those, and talking to council, we sent some information out in Friday's council packet. We asked Fishbeck to run some more numbers on with option number 2, which would run down McCready, Lee Price, Elm Street over to East Avenue. I just want to make sure that everyone is under the understanding that in option number 2, those 3 streets, all the way from Heritage Green to East Avenue, that line, which is currently an 8-inch, it's a 6-inch on Elm, but McCready's an 8-inch, that line would have to be upsized to a 16-inch for option number 2 to get the flow rates. And so we asked Fishbeck to run the numbers on if we were to replace McCready, Lee Price, and Elm Street, what would that cost look like? So without getting into all the details, essentially, option number one at 7.1 million, roughly. Option number two was just under 10 million. We could do option number one and replace McCready, Lee Price, and Elm Street for $265,000 less than
There you
option
go.
two. So, I'm not suggesting that we go that route. This is council's decision. What I will tell you is at this time, the only reason that we're doing McCready, Lee Price, and Elm is because of this project, right? To get water to the school, because we have other higher priority projects that we would do out ahead of that. And some of those are captured in option one or option two, which is a 6-inch stretch on Todd Hunter that remains between the 12. This project will take that out either way. But there's a really bad segment between Niederlander and Todd Hunter Road on Route 4 that has a lot of breaks. We've currently designed the eastern segment of Breeden Drive is wrapping up design. Garver Road, which that will get taken out later this summer in July when our OPWC funding comes in, so that project will get taken out. And Paul, what's that fourth one that we were designing? Northwestern Drive, so in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
And we have a terrible amount of main breaks in there. So those would all come ahead of the priority list of McCready, Lee Price, and Elm Street. So I just want council to understand that we ran those numbers, also with I'm not here to sell you on one of these options or the other. I just want to keep in mind that when we were talking last council meeting, we were talking about ROI on these lines. On the replacement on option number two, there is zero ROI, right? I mean, the only land that is left would be the school land, and you really can't count on whether that would be land that's going to develop and be a high water user or not a high water user, so there's zero return on investment for that $10 million coming up that way. Now, do the lines need replaced? They are going to, but they're further out on our capital plan. They're not in the current 5-year schedule. They're beyond the 5-year schedule. And I would just say that through the township, whatever, when I take the political side of things out of the equation, there's millions of dollars in tap fees and ROI on that roughly $4.5 million of infrastructure that will run through the township. There's probably tenfold that in return on investment. So, I just wanted to make sure that council has that, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have.
So what I heard you say, and I just want to make sure I'm understanding this, that if we could feasibly, I think I misunderstood you. With option one, we could choose to do option one, right? And then we would not be required to put in a 16-inch water main down McCready, correct? We could
Right.
repair that as needed with a 8-inch or whatever we need. But we wouldn't need that huge line for flow,
Correct.
to hit the school mark, right?
At some point, we know that McCready is going to need
Correct.
replaced because
But
it's old.
not, you don't need to put in a 16-inch.
No,
when
it's
that
currently an
time
8-inch, and
comes.
we would put it back as an 8-inch if we were just doing a
Gotcha.
typical, it's only a 16 because of getting the flow to the school.
Right, so it becomes a more expensive project
Right.
than what it would need to be.
Correct.
If we did it on its own.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions for Mr. Morton?
Yes. So when Fishbeck did their presentation at the last meeting, the gentleman stated that we would run the water lines through the yards of Lemon Township
Through what?
on Yankee.
Yes.
And you have stated we'd run it through the street. So which way are we running the water lines? We've been told numerous different things, and I
Well,
would
I
like to
mean,
know
in-
what way
in-
we're running this water line.
Well, it depends on which option council chooses. If
Well,
you, option one, it runs down through the township down Yankee Road. It's yet to be determined until we get into the engineering as to whether it will be in the street or off the roadway.
Your gentleman from Fishbeck said it would be run through the yards, not through the road.
I mean,
So,
it depends on,
and that would lie on them signing off on giving us permission to be able to do that, correct?
it would.
So are we, there again, we're trying to do this water line, but if we're gonna run it through the yards, we could run into the issue that they're not gonna sign off on it.
Well,
What is the backup plan?
we don't know until we have enough of a design in place. We cannot go to a property owner. I mean, I've had initial conversations, and I honestly don't think that's going to be a problem, but the option still is on the table that it can run down the road, in the roadway. And then, and right now, in the township, that's, what is it, Paul? It's a major, Yankee Road is a major collector in the county, Butler County Transportation Master Plan, which has a right-of-way of what? 100 feet, so 50 feet from the center line of the road. So even if we run that down, and if someday that road develops as a major collector, that water line's probably going to end up under the road anyways, if we get an easement right off the edge of the road, unless we take an easement 50 feet off the edge of the road and put it at the back of what would be the potential right-of-way. Even if we run it down the side of the road right now, it could one day be in the road, because future right-of-way of that road says when it gets improved will be 100 feet. So, my original intent was to come down school property, bore under 63 on the east side, and go back into Yankee Road and run down one lane. And as letting, and this is the way the project was priced, right? So this isn't additional cost. This is the way the bid was figured, was to run it down the road and repaving the entire width of the street as a thank you for the township allowing us to run that transmission main down Yankee Road. So that's the way that it is priced. And, when we designed that, we looked at what if that area develops, and we looked at, does it need a 12-inch or a 16-inch main? And the model bared out that there was not enough of a difference in flow that a 12-inch would suffice to feed the school and feed that valley if developed. So, we don't have to worry about the upgrades. We've ran the numbers of what if that area develops in or out of the city was not considered, just what if that area develops because it is our water service area. So, I think until you get under contract and do a design and have conversations to see, because we don't know whether that, we would have no idea what that easement could cost. It could be free. It could not be free. We don't know that until we have those conversations. But we don't generally have those conversations until we're at a point in design where we can say exactly where we need that easement to be.
So if you go down in the middle of the road, is that price still gonna hold the same, or is it gonna be?
That's what I'm saying. That's how the price was figured, was running it down the middle of the road.
So it could be
cheaper.
less.
Could it be less?
Could be less.
How much less, do you know?
It just depends on how sharp they want to make their pencils that day of bid. I don't know. You can't.
If you're outside the pavement, your construction cost probably goes down, but you got acquisition costs. It's hard to tell exactly, so you're just moving money from.
Right.
It might actually end up being about the same.
It could.
Or maybe a little less.
Yeah, it depends on whether you have, what kind of land acquisition costs you get into.
So I do have a question. If we run this line, if we choose option one, and we run that line down through the township in that little section, we control it, correct?
Correct.
We own it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if we control that, then we can say yay or nay, correct?
Correct.
All right. So if we have that level of control, then we can, should there be something that wants to be constructed, we can say no, correct? To the water, if we own that, correct?
Right now, the way the ordinance reads is that you have to annex into the city for water service, but there is a clause in there that does give council the ability to override that ordinance.
Okay, so the answer is yes, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
This current council, yeah.
I'm talking,
There could be-
right now.
There could be 4 new people.
Yeah, I'm
that
not gonna,
live
I
on-
can't worry about that.
I'm
We
telling you,
just
there
have
could
to
be
do
4
the
new
here and now.
people
Here
that
and now.
actually live on that road that's on council a year and a half from now.
Well, I can't control that. All we
to
can do is
piggyback
take
off
it
of
at
that.
this moment.
The county could run that water line through Yankee if they so choose, correct?
It's our water service area.
But they could run it from the other corner, right? They could
I don't,
facilitate that on their own dime if they needed to, correct?
I'll say this. It's a hard question to answer simply because we're still negotiating our contract with the county. I've been told, standing right outside the door before this meeting, we have a meeting tomorrow morning with the county, and I've been told that we're going to like it, it's going to be favorable. So,
I'll believe it
think-
when I see it.
Well, look, I've been working on this for years. And so, I will tell you that the reason this contract is taking so long is because we are standing our ground on that service area and the tap fees in that service area. Because right now,
Exactly.
the way the contract reads, the county gets every penny in that. And that's why we have not agreed to a contract yet, is because we've been arguing that if it's our pipe, it's our service area, we should have that revenue. And so I think we hope to accomplish that tomorrow. So I can't answer that question with 100% certainty, but it is our service area. I think that there is an overwhelming urge on the county side to settle this contract, and I hope that in 2 weeks we'll have an approved contract for you guys, or a contract for your council's approval on that.
So let me ask you this, so as far as negotiating with the homeowners, landowners, will that come back to council?
Yeah, all those decisions
Every
would.
one
I
of them
mean,
will be?
yeah, I mean, there would only really, I mean, if we run in the road, there'd only be one property owner.
Well, I know that, but if it doesn't get run through the road and it goes in the right of way,
Yeah. I mean, my personal belief is that if we're running a transmission main, you are better off to run the transmission main in the roadway and avoid the conflict with property owners. Because, a lot of times there's negotiations that go back and forth and those types of things where you negotiate tap fees and everything else. So my opinion is you're better off to run it in the right of way.
right of way or the road?
In the road, because even in the right of way, I mean, there's, we don't have to get approval, but it's not a real wide right of way right now. I don't know that we have the room to run that between the edge of pavement and the telephone poles down through that area. So, I mean, my guess is we're going to be pushing the edge of pavement either way, unless we get a permanent easement from the property owner, because I don't think there's enough room to keep it off the roadway or completely out of the roadway.
Which is why they gave it to us that way, right?
Why who?
The pricing, the quote when it
Well,
came in
no,
from
that's because
Fishback.
No, they gave it to me that way because that's the way I asked them to give it to me,
Okay,
because in
okay.
my mind, because
But
it's
is that
because
why
it's a
you
transmission
asked for
main,
that?
there is no intent right now to sell that water to that area. Maybe later down the road in development, the entire intent was to feed the school. For the
True.
design of that, I mean, truly, the only intent of that pipe was to get the flow to the school. So that's why I priced it as a transmission main
Okay.
going in the road.
One last question. So with McCready, if we're putting in a 16-inch line, the main line, is that potentially going to cause damage to the other older lines that are off of that with the increase of pressure?
Well,
If we're not replacing all
yeah,
of this?
it will not increase the pressure, but it will increase the flow rate that is dispersed out on those other lines. So, I mean,
So you'll have good pressure?
well, the pressure's driven by the height of the towers. The pressure doesn't change because you make it a bigger line, only the volume of water changes. So the pressure doesn't go up or down based on the size of the line. It's all controlled by the height of the water tower overflow. And so, you know, it could possibly have an impact, but it would be probably a short-lived impact where we would see some water main breaks as we bring that 16-inch online, and then the system would settle down and, you know, it's going to find its weak points and then go from there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're only as strong as your weakest link, right?
Right.
So, I get that.
Any other questions for Mr. Morton? Is anybody on council opposed to voting on option 1? And I mean, I would just like to thank you, Mr. Morton.
Thank you.
You know, I was kind of torn between the two. I didn't know that I had a passionate dog in the fight, but it sounds like though our intent isn't necessarily to sell water in that area, it's certainly an investment. And if we were to go with option 2, what I see is less linear infrastructure, no return
Right.
for the same price, actually a little bit more.
A couple million more, 2.5.
A lot more.
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will take a motion to remove resolution number 17-2026 from the table.
I move to take from the table resolution number 17-2026.
I have a motion, may I have a second? I have a motion by Ms. McAllister, second by Mr. Graves, to take from the table resolution number 17-2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The resolution is now before council. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the City of Monroe to enter into an engineering services agreement with Fishbeck for water main improvements and authorizing the city manager to execute any and all documents related to said agreement.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion from council? I'm not hearing any. I will take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 17-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second? I have a motion by Ms. McAllister, second by Mr. Graves, to adopt resolution number 17-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn? Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
This one's a tough one. I'll vote yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, since that resolution passed, we will skip Resolution 28-2026 and move on to Resolution number 29-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution approving a then and now certificate in the amount of $3,448.52 to Premier Occupational Health for the purchase of department physicals.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from council? If not, I will take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 29-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Hickman, to adopt resolution number 29-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves? Yes. Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next up is ordinance number 2026-13. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to create a TIF area pursuant to Section 5709.40B of the Ohio Revised Code, declare improvements to certain parcels of real property located in the TIF area to be a public purpose, exempt from real property taxation 100% of those improvements, require the owners of those parcels to make service payments in lieu of taxes, establish a municipal public improvement tax increment equivalent fund for the deposit of the remainder of those service payments, specify the public infrastructure improvements to be made within the TIF area that directly benefit those parcels.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from council? Not hearing any. Ordinance number 2026-13 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. Next item is resolution number 30-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution approving a then and now certificate in the amount of $7,978.74 to Civic Plus for Next Request Public Record Software Renewal.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions? If not, I will take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 30-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Brown, to adopt resolution number 30-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next up is a consideration of motion to authorize the expenditure of $26,000 to Baxla Tractor Sales Incorporated for the purchase of a utility vehicle for the police department. Any discussion from council on this?
Yeah, what's wrong with the old one?
Chief's like, oh, no, I'm getting up.
I mean, I've seen it. It's a pretty nice unit.
Yes, sir.
It looks brand new.
We do appreciate that. So I appreciate the question. Good evening, members of council, mayor, vice mayor. Just wanted to, the vehicle that we have now, there's nothing wrong with it. We're actually repurposing that to the Public Works Department. We estimate that right now it has 1,100 miles on it. It's a 2016 model. We purchased it in 2017. It's more suited purpose-wise for the Public Works Department. They were going to purchase a vehicle this year. We had looked at this one in 2027 as part of a capital improvement evaluation at that time. But because they needed one, this one's going to probably last them, I estimate, anywhere from 8 to 10 years. And this one suits the police department's needs. Our biggest hamper with it right now is we have to put it on a trailer and move it across town. The one that we were looking at, you do not.
Is that because it's street legal, you don't have to move
No,
it?
it's got a governor on it. It's 25 miles an hour on the governor, which is more like a farm vehicle. But the one that we're looking at doesn't have that, so we can actually get it to where we need to go. Because most of the places we got to go to are a little bit higher speed, so.
Well, surely nobody would pull you over for going under the limit. I'm just
We
kidding.
hope not, but there is always the county and the state patrol that we have to worry about.
Could I ask, just for some examples of real-life application of the vehicle?
Certainly. Probably the most recent one that we had, a gentleman, he was prospecting. It was an elderly gentleman, we believe, a little confused. It was actually left his vehicle along the side of a road, walked down a creek bed, down along Cincinnati Dayton, and was out there for almost 2 days. And that one is an example where we would be able to utilize that for off-road through some of the fields that we have around here. Other applications, we obviously use it during the special events that you don't want to have a vehicle running through of the size of our cruisers. So we can utilize that a little bit better during Light Up the Sky and things like that. And then obviously along those trails on the backside of the reason we purchased the vehicle was for Bicentennial Park and the trails that are coming. So this is anticipation of that, but there's also those areas out there as well.
Okay, thank you.
Was, Public Works was planning on buying one anyways? Is that what was happening?
Yeah, so we had talked to them, so they had originally budgeted, they'd been budgeting one for the past couple of years, and they had gotten to it. They came in and looked at our vehicles. This is actually their idea. So they looked at the vehicle, they said that would do what we need. So instead of buying 2 vehicles in a 4 to 5 year plan, we figured we could repurpose this one and then get the other one for the police department.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll just add to that, if I can, yeah, we were looking at one, we have 2 right now that are 2-seaters, and we use them every day, and then with the construction of the Great Miami River Trail going on, and, there's times where I have to call and ask the police and the fire to bring theirs to the park so I can transport people up back and forth to the site, and as that continues with construction, and, we just really need a 4-seater and need a third one because the other 2 are working vehicles every day, especially in the summer months. And then we also are giving, we have an excavator, or not an excavator, a skid steer that we have declared excess equipment that we haven't sold yet, so we were going to let you give that to the police department as a part of the trade-in to help the value come down. So we're also taking theirs instead of buying a new one, but
Okay.
also giving them that skid loader as collateral towards a new one.
Forgive me, Chief, I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see a future potential of, since this one will be debadged as it is sent to Public Works,
Yes.
are there instances, growth potential, where you think the force would ever need 2? Are we,
Not at this point, yeah. I can't say never, but at this point with the build out Bicentennial Park and whichever direction that does become, it depends on a lot of factors in there of how many people visit it and do those types of things and whether we would need that on both sides. The nice part about this one is because we can just deploy it from the department and drive it, we can get it to east or west side of the city with little problem. So I don't foresee the need for a second one.
thank you.
And if we did need one, we can always borrow it back, just like they're getting from us now.
Thank you.
Just wouldn't have the cool lights on it.
Any other questions from council? I would just like to say thank you. It's great that departments collaborate in a space where normally everybody's fighting for budget. We're looking at ways to use it better, so.
Yes, sir. As, like I said, it's Public Works' idea. I can't take any credit for that.
Would this help the city of Monroe to maybe be a golf cart community at some point in time?
I am not answering that question.
Wise man.
All right, if nothing else, I will take a motion.
I move to authorize the expenditure of $26,000 to Baxla Tractor Sales Incorporated for the purchase of a utility vehicle for the police department.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. McElford, second by Mr. Hickman, to authorize the expenditure of $26,000 to Baxla Tractor Sales Incorporated for the purchase of a utility vehicle for the police department. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Lester, do we have any administrative reports this evening?
Good evening, members of council. I want to take a minute to thank our public safety and public work teams for their work on the 2 recent special events that we held last week. Great attendance. Also, special mention to Public Works for the appearance of the city as I drive around and look at grass cutting. Some of the spring cleanups that we've done throughout the city looks great, and I appreciate their efforts. And I also want to mention that the Light Up the Sky event is now live on Facebook. Today, we will be announcing the headlining band soon, and I want to thank the Lions Club for their help in putting together this year's program. You've been involved in a series of meetings, and I appreciate your effort as well, so thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay, I'll now take a motion to enter executive session.
I move to enter into executive session to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee or official. Consider confidential information related to the marketing plans, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance. Executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the possible use of public funds in connection with the project.
I have a motion, may I have a second? I have a motion by Ms. McElfresh, second by Mr. Graves to enter into executive session. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes?
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Motion carried.
take a motion to return from executive session. Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'll take a motion to direct the law director to draft an addendum to the city manager's contract extending for 2 years with the current terms remaining the same. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Mrs. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Does anybody on council have anything they'd like to discuss before we adjourn for this evening?
No.
If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion-
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.